Hi guys, Ali Duzette here. I just felt like I wanted to talk to my best friends on the internet. I don't even know what I'm going to say, except that I've had this silly story in my head this, this afternoon, which just happened this morning. So we went to church and the kids were crazy. My husband took our baby, who's turning 2 in like 2 weeks, if you can believe it. This baby you've seen bopping around since she was born, she's turning 2 in not this coming Monday, but the following Monday, which is crazy. But he took her out to the hall. So I had the other four, and they were fighting. And on at the very end of soccer meeting, it went long. The speaker went long, and then we were singing "Let Us All Press On." I don't know if you know that song, but it has a great alto line. It's one of my favorite songs in the hymn book for that reason. And I love to sing the alto line. So my kids were fighting each other next to me. I thought it was pretty loud. And so during the verse, I would be like, stop whacking each other. Like, don't pull her hair, sit up, stop laying down on the floor. All of this kind of thing. I'm like, get up. Fear not, let the enemy deride. And I'm like singing the alto line on that part. And so I did that for the whole song. Verse, correcting my children, like the chorus, I was singing the alto line. And at the very end of it, and I like in my mind, I'm like, I am going insane. Like, this is the worst. But at least I got to sing my line. And so at the end of the song, the lady in front of me turns around and gives me a fist bump. And she like looked at me and like winked at me like, I see you, you've got this. And then they immediately cut to the closing prayer, and I started to cry because I thought that she was like high-fiving me because she knew how awful my kids were being, but like it didn't matter because I was still a good mom. And so I like started crying and I felt so seen. Anyways, she didn't fist bump me for that. She fist bumped me for like singing the alto line, which is also good. I accept, but then I just have felt silly about it ever since. But anyway, I don't know why I wanted to tell you that story, but I don't know. I've just been feeling really tired. And sorry, this has nothing to do with astrology. I posted a video like this some weeks ago and somebody said, I love your astrology videos, but why do you you need a separate channel for just talking to people? And I thought, oh my goodness, maybe I do. But then I thought, no, I don't know. I don't know about that. I have this presence on YouTube, which I love. I love being here, but I never really thought of myself as like primarily on YouTube. For me, YouTube is kind of like a tool where I place the videos, and the real work is happening on my email list and on my Facebook group. So that's like where I actually am, is on Facebook and on my email list. And YouTube is just kind of like the place where I get to put the videos that I want to show the people on my email list and on my Facebook group. So anyway, maybe someday I'll start a video just for videos, or start a channel just for videos like this, or maybe not. But anyway, man, I've just been tired. I've just felt exhausted. And I know a lot of you feel the same way, that fatigue, that just like sinks in. And I thought, I don't know, I've just been asking myself, like, what do I actually want? Like, what do I really want today? And I always just hear, I just want to rest. I just want to rest. And like, easier said than done. I know all you other moms with little kids, you know what I'm talking about. That thing where like your kids just need you all the time. And it's nice if you want to rest, but also they still need to eat over and over again, and like they need clean clothes, they need all the things. And also, I don't know, my kids have been fighting a lot, and I know that it's because this is my theory on kids that fight. Okay, kids fighting a lot, I mean, I know there's a lot of reasons that can go into it, but I think a primary reason is when they don't feel connected enough to their parents, and when they are feeling kind of insecurely attached. And so then they fight with each other for dominance, because if you can't feel attached to a parent, then the next best thing is to feel like you're in charge and like you have control. Like if you don't have someone in your life that you trust to take care of you and to notice your needs and to know what your needs are and to meet them proactively, the next best thing is to take over all the control that you can. How do you take control when you're one of 5 kids? Well, you fight the other kids and you try and show them that you are the one that's in control, and you try to control everything. So I know that, and I feel like, oh, I need to go spend more time with my kids. And then I just feel like I'm so tired. I don't want to do that, which is not, I love my kids so much, but also I'm just tired. Like, I just wish that I was asleep. And so instead I'm on YouTube. I don't know why. Hi guys. Hi. I don't know what I'm doing, but I asked my husband if I could go downstairs and go record stuff for your YouTube. And he said yes. He didn't even know that I was going to record this. Surprise. But I mean, he had no idea what I was recording, just YouTube videos. So there you go. I recorded the rest of this Eclipse series. And now here we are. But I don't know. We're allowed to be tired. It's okay. I just tell myself this is a season, and then the season will pass, and I know I'll miss it. And I look back on when my 11-year-old was a little baby, and I think, oh, he was such a cute baby. I don't miss it that much yet, though. I would not go back at this time. I'm very happy to stay where I am and move forward at this time. But I don't know. I just know that a lot of us have a lot going on. I feel like I have a lot going on, but we just keep doing it. We just keep waking up and like getting through another day. And I'm just really proud of all of us. Good job you that got up today. And even if all you did was put on YouTube and click on this video, I'm still proud of you, because I know that life is hard. It's hard, and it's like weirdly hard. Today at church, I wrote in my journal, I was like, what even do I need to do every day? It's like, I have to feed people, I have to clothe people, I have to shelter people, and like educate people, I was just thinking of my own family, and just thinking of how hard it is to make sure that there's all these meals over and over, and that there's all of these that your laundry is done, that you always have clean clothes to wear. And I don't know, I have 5 kids, which I know a lot of you have more kids than that, and I don't know, it's a lot of laundry. Like, I'm sitting there and thinking about, God, I just have like so much laundry to do, and I don't know, we feed and we clothe and we shelter and we educate. And I feel like that's probably the essence of motherhood. Like, if you have to boil down to its like component physical actions, they all probably fit under those 4 different headlines, And I don't know, it is, oh, now I'll cry about it, but it is a sacred thing. I was just scribbling in my journal, just like writing down everything that came into my mind. And I thought of how Jesus said to feed his sheep. And he said that to apostles, but like, I don't know, who really does most of the feeding around here? Like around lives, I feel like it's mostly women that are doing the cooking and actually feeding, and clothing the naked. But like historically, who's been making all the clothes? Like, who is making sure that the clothes are clean? I just feel silly talking about it, but I think a lot of people can relate to the frustration that comes from having to deal with the needs of everyday life, which is silly. I mean, like, it's not silly, it's like heartbreaking and hard. And also it's silly. Like, I sit there and I was writing in my journal and being like, what is my problem? Like, what is this? Like, the whole, like, you can't live without eating, so therefore feeding is really important. Like, duh. Like, because I was sitting there like, oh, what's the point? What's the point of making 3 meals a day? What's the point of doing laundry all day? Well, it's because that's what you have to do to survive. And like, that's a pretty key part of Earth life. Like, we're here to experience bodies. And so therefore we are here to experience the work that is necessary to sustain bodies. And that's not a minor thing. It's a major thing. It's actually a critically important thing. I mean, nothing can replace it. Nothing can replace it. Nothing can replace food. If you don't have food, you're going to die. And we're here to live. We're here to experience our mortal bodies. And so therefore we are here for laundry, and we're here for cooking, and we're here for cleaning up the dishes afterwards. And the whole shelter concept, I wrote, it's keeping the shelter clean, it's keeping the shelter orderly. And that's the point. Like, if we're here to get bodies, we're also here to experience the experience of managing bodies. And what does that mean? That means cleaning toilets, the other half of what bodies are up to, right? It means dealing with the little weird health stuff and the big health stuff. All of it, it's deeply meaningful and deeply important. And I would rather read books all day, and I don't know, I would rather just eat the food and not prepare it and not clean up after it. I cried about it this morning to my husband that I just wanted to have everything be easy with no work. Can we just have that, you know? And I think life can be easy to some extent, you know? And a big secret with that is our mindset, because as long as I have these thoughts in my mind that, you know, cooking 3 meals a day isn't easy or whatever, like, then that's going to be my experience. And so I recognize that today I need to go sit down and like work on that. And I actually have a student, an intuition accelerator student, who did a class on making meals 3 times a day, like the stress that comes with meal planning and meal preparation. And so I can't remember who it was, and I can't remember the name of the class, but if you know it, please link it below in the comments, because I'm sure it is very good and I haven't done it, and I should probably go and just take her class, which is so great. It feels really good to have taught the class on how for other people to teach classes like my classes, and then I can go take their classes like they take my classes, and I didn't have to do the work. It's like genius. Oh, yes, so good. But anyway, I'll have to go figure that out later today. But I don't know, everything that we do is important, and it doesn't always feel that way. And especially when we have things that we wish that we were doing instead, then it really doesn't feel that way, because I don't know, we have things that we want to do instead. But actually, the most basic chores of life are kind of the most meaningful chores of life. And I think that there's a lot to learn from them. God, I'm going to cry again because of the words of Buddha. I don't think it was Buddha. I'm going to Google it. I'm going to check it. Let's see. Quote. Who said it? Okay, maybe nobody knows. Nobody knows who said it, but it is a Zen koan. I don't know how to say it. Koan with a line on the O, but it says, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. And I have read that many times over my enlightenment journey, ever since I decided what I wanted was enlightenment, which is interesting, because you know, the word enlightenment, I mean, of course, there's the Enlightenment, you know, like the historical time period where we conflate light with intelligence. In LDS doctrine and scripture, there is a lot of talk about the glory of God being intelligence, and that God is light, and light and intelligence. Enlightenment would mean becoming more intelligent and becoming more like God. But enlightenment is also, I think, really associated with Eastern types of religious thought, you know, spiritual thought. And anyway, when I decided I wanted enlightenment, I started reading all sorts of Zen books and like stuff like that. And I found that quote: before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. And that's like the big thing, is that life doesn't stop just because now you're like really great at spiritual stuff. You're still in a body, and your body still needs warmth and light and water. You still have to chop wood and carry water. You still have to do it. And so anyways, I don't know what I'm doing on here. I'm giving myself a pep talk, giving you a pep talk. I don't know. I'm just talking. Sorry. Thank you for watching. Wow, does this make you want to like and subscribe? I hope so, because I'm really fun normally. And also I have a lot of interesting stuff to say about this eclipse portal we're in. So let's talk about that for a little minute. I've had a crazy eclipse portal, and I don't know about you, but man, it started on Wednesday. My daughter got her tonsils out, and then the next day, my best friend from growing up was going to fly in to help me at a conference all weekend, but her flight was canceled, so we got to deal with that all that day. Then I spoke at the Be Healthy Utah conference for Friday and Saturday, and I had already gotten a hotel in Salt Lake for me and my friend, but she couldn't make it because her flight had been canceled, so I stayed in Salt Lake and came back on Sunday. And then, man, we had, it's funny, tonsillectomy recovery, they say the worst days are days 3 to 5. Some people say the worst day is day 7. Some people say the worst day is day 11. So days 3 to 5, I like got back in time to be dealing with some like pretty severe tonsillectomy recovery for my 4-year-old. So I spent a lot of time getting popsicles, and she'd scream at me that she hates me. She like wouldn't do anything for pain management. She'd prefer to scream in pain rather than like do something about it, which of course sends the whole house into upheaval. But guess what? Agency trumps all, so you get your own experience. If you want to suffer, congratulations, you can do that. So I'm like, okay, I guess you're in pain now, you know. Man, it was awful. And then I'll tell you the secret. Brace yourself. My daughter and I, we auditioned for Beauty and the Beast. Can you believe that? Just like a local theater company is doing it this summer, and so I auditioned for Belle. Is that silly? It's like kind of silly. I studied vocal performance for years when I was a teenager, and then I just started taking lessons again, and I've missed it so much, and I have had no interest in doing musical theater at all as a grown-up. But I saw Beauty and the Beast and I was like, oh my gosh, Belle, that's like the role of a lifetime. So I auditioned, but it was kind of hilarious because I think I did awesome. I did the chorus of All the Things You Are from Very Warm in May, if you know that one. I hit all my notes. I thought I sounded great. But then my daughter auditioned with me, and she was so cute. She had created this whole little song and dance to put on a happy face from Bye Bye Birdie. And it was adorable. And she's just so sassy, and she's so smart, and she memorizes things extremely quickly. She can read them once and have them memorized. She has like basically an eidetic memory. So we actually almost had her doing like a modeling contract when she was like 4, because she could just memorize TV commercials, and she was so cute. And I decided not to pursue it because that's just a lot of time on the road for mom. And it's, it's a little bit of dangerous work. People, I don't know, you have to keep your eye on your kid all the whole time. And it's just a lot of work. So we didn't do it. But anyway, I thought she was going to do great. And so right before she performed, I was talking about how, we're kind of a package deal. Like, I'm not going to drive her down, like, and not be in it myself. You know what I mean? I was like, if we're going to do this, we kind of both have to be in it together. And I truly thought that she would rock their socks off. She forgot everything. She like couldn't. she didn't get it back together. It was a disaster. They were really nice about it, and they were like, oh, thank you, we've heard enough. Oh, that was great. Okay, have a great night. They were so nice about it. It was a disaster. So anyways, we did not get in, which is good, because at the time I was like, am I insane? I don't have time to be at a theater for 3 hours a night, plus it's half an hour there, half an hour back. Like, I'm a crazy person. But I'm glad that I did it. And of course it happened during the eclipse portal, So I feel like I had this whole emotional journey, deciding to audition, actually auditioning, and then the next day discovering that we did not make it in. And then being happy about that. I don't know. Man, I don't know. It's been busy. It's been crazy. And then today and yesterday, all this stuff has come up about just household chores and like living life, living life. And I don't know. People, I'll just say I have a lady that comes and cleans at my house for a couple hours a week, which is so great, because people always say, oh, you need to just get a cleaning lady, like just do like, what am I supposed to do? Just go hire like a full-time live-in cook and like laundry person, and like, I don't know. For now, I just am still a normal person, and I just do my life, and also I do my job, and like, run my website and try to be on call for all the people that are trying to heal their lives, because I just love it. And I'm also healing my own life, as you can see. But I don't know. Today I was just thinking that before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. It is not, it is what it is, and I can accept the parts of myself that have resented having to chop wood and carry water. But also, it's okay to just chop wood and carry water. You can be like, chop wood, carry water. which brings me to another point, and I'm sorry, I feel like I'm just like yakking your ear off about nothing, but I was angry this week, and I will tell you why. It's about chop wood, carry water. I was so annoyed because I thought to myself, I need to take way better care of my body. I need to exercise. I'm going to make more videos about this later. But for the past, man, probably year, when I have felt at my most mentally and physically drained, I've heard the word glycogen. And I have thought, and I thought it was talking about like liver glycogen, and I couldn't make sense of it, but I never like Googled. I was like, that's weird, huh? I wonder what the deal is. I think I must be depleting my glycogen. It turns out your brain has brain glycogen. I did not know this. And the only way to replenish your brain glycogen is exercise. Oh, what a bummer. So it's like a double whammy. I've got to exercise. So this is what happened this week. I thought, man, what I need to do is work harder so I can afford a personal trainer and all organic food, and then I'll be so healthy. And then I thought, what am I thinking? Like, this is so stupid. How stupid is this world that we live in? How about I exercise by growing my own organic food? Oh, like our ancestors have done for all of time, you know? And I just thought, man, our society is so whack where we have to plan exercise instead of living a lifestyle of exercise. I have this book called Life Without Electricity, and I don't remember who it's by. If you Google that, it'll come up. And I haven't finished reading it, so I don't know. But I read part of it, and it's about this guy's perspectives living amongst the Amish. And it's really interesting because I don't know a lot about the Amish, despite the fact that I grew up kind of close to Amish country. And some of my very good friends live in Amish country right now. But apparently their whole thing against electricity was not necessarily religious as much as cultural, and basically their leaders saying, like, they saw the writing on the wall. Basically they were like, why are you going to use electricity to replace community? And they just said, anything that's going to replace community, we don't want electricity for that, you know? And so they can use electricity for like certain different things, but they wanted to maintain that sense of community and the health that comes from actually doing all the hard work yourself. And so, at least according to this book, I don't know, I'm not Amish, so I don't know, all the Amish people illegally watching this YouTube video, correct me, but that was my understanding that I took away from this book. Maybe it's not true, I don't know. But I thought, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Like, here we have, you know, we've gotten all of this stuff. We have all of these great electronics that make our lives so much easier, and we're not better off for it. You know, we're kind of like lazier, more overweight, kind of more miserable. Like, you read all this stuff about all the endorphins that are released through exercise, and you just think, man, like, living a lifestyle where your life and exercise are the same thing, like, you probably have a lot of endorphins going on in there, you know? And I don't know, I just feel like our brain chemistries and our hearts and our society and our communities would just be so much happier if we did have to build our houses by hand and like chop down the wood ourselves, and like all the women wash the clothes at the creek together. Like, there's downsides, of course, you know, of course there are. You're not going to, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a trade-off. A lot more people are alive now that could not survive in that kind of environment. And our lives are easier. You're not going to sleep as well back then as you do now. At least, like, your mattress is not going to be as comfortable, right? On the other hand, you're probably going to sleep great because your day was full of lots of physical activity, right? Anyway, I've just been thinking about that, and so now I talked about it. You're welcome. It's a window into my mind for the week. But yeah, man, I just recorded all my videos for the rest of the Eclipse series today. I like to record them a little bit in advance and try to make sure that they have a little bit of a structure to them. But as I prepare them, I like tune in and like feel what needs to be inside of each one. And so I make a big document that has all of it together. And so upcoming, we're talking a lot about money and finances. And so that's going to be really interesting. Talk about financial boundaries. which are really interesting, and everybody needs them, but in all sorts of different ways, because all of our life circumstances are super different. And I mean, that's true for everything, relationship boundaries and like sleep boundaries and like all sorts of things. I don't know, all the boundaries, they're all just so unique to us, but it's still true with money. And so I'm really interested to see what kinds of interesting financial miracles we experience in the next week, and beyond. We're just going to have to see what shows up. But anyway, okay, I feel like now I have talked to you long enough. Thanks for listening, my best friends. I hope that your day is good and that you are also experiencing the wild roller coaster that is this eclipse portal, but that you are keeping a happy attitude about it and, seeking a divine perspective. We are all in God's hands. We are cradled in the arms of the universe, and the divine is waiting to shower upon us all the good that we can possibly handle. And it's just up to us to receive it or not. So anyway, there you go. Some random thoughts for your afternoon, but I just love you guys so much. And I guess I will talk to you later. Bye.